What's good, everybody, man? Welcome to the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. Wanted to come on here and talk some fantasy football, man. I hope everybody's doing well. What up, Brandon, man? Welcome to the stream, man. So I wanted to talk way too early wide receiver rankings. Matthew Berry came out with his rankings today. So did my boy P2W Fantasy. Y'all go follow him. Nick is great when it comes to fantasy football. I get advice from him daily. Matter of fact, I hit him up today about a trade that was in my 16-man IDP league. You know, oh man, we got Pork Man in the building, brother. Man, what's good, man? Just wanted to do a quick little afternoon stream. Breaking news. The Texans have claimed former Washington OT Jerron Christian off waivers. Good luck. Good luck with that. Jerron Christian is trash, ultra trash. But anyways, man, let's continue with this fantasy football talk. I was talking about a trade that I got today. So pretty much it was Kenny Galladay. The guy wanted to send me Brandon Ayuk and some bum running back, and then a second round pick or a third round pick for Kenny Galladay in my first. So pretty much he wanted Kenny Galladay in my first, okay, for Brandon Ayuk and something else. I like Brandon Ayuk this year. That's one of my sleeper wide receivers to go and grab. I think Brandon Ayuk is going to be a breakout candidate this year. I got him pegged for 1,000+ yards and close to 7 or 8 touchdowns this season. So I'm a Brandon Ayuk kind of guy. Exactly. Somebody just posted right now. They said never trust Daniel Jones, and I'm with you. I am with you, man. Daniel Jones. I can't do Daniel Jones. And the minute that Kenny Galladay left, Matthew Stafford, I was done with him. Porkman said, nah, bro. So here's the trade. So I repurposed the trade. I'm going to send him Kenny Galladay in a first-round pick. Mind you, this is a 16-man league. Mind you, I play to win. Mind you, I'm either going to win the championship this year or come in top 3. So that first-round pick is going to be like pick 14, 15, or 16, okay? Now, he gives me Brandon Ayuk in a second, right? I don't think he's going to be in the top 3, so that's going to be a high second-round pick. So pretty much all I'm doing is trading back. Look, I take Brandon Ayuk over Kenny Galladay. What do you guys think? That's just me. I think Ayuk is going to be great this year, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to share Matthew Berry's way too early. Whatchamacallit? Give me a second. Forgot how to share. I forgot how to share pictures on here, man. It's crazy. I guess I got to go on Twitter now and do that route, and then hit up Matthew Berry, and then go that route. Matthew Berry, there he is. I want to show you guys his rankings compared to what everybody else is saying. So he has Devontae Adams at number 1. He has Tariq Hill at number 2. Stephon Diggs at 3. DeAndre Hopkins at 4. AJ Brown at 5. Keenan Allen at 6. DK Metcalf at 7. Calvin Ridley at 8. Justin Jefferson at 9. Terry McLaurin at 10. Obviously, he's a Washington football fan, so of course he's going to have Terry McLaurin at 10. I don't disagree. Even though I'm a Washington football fan, I don't disagree. I think that Terry McLaurin this year is going to be a wide receiver 1. So yeah, I respect that. I actually like that. I actually have a team that has Justin Jefferson, Terry McLaurin, and I believe Amari Cooper on that squad to go with Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara. So that's a nice little keeper league. It's a 6-keeper league. I like my core on that team. But I've been doing a lot of dynasty startups this year. Some are free. The free ones are more so for practice. And then some of them are money. So what I've seen is whenever I get that 101, I've been getting Christian McCaffrey. But what also tends to happen is there's tons of guys who love to trade back. If I see a guy like Tariq Hill, if I can get a Tariq Hill in the second or third round, it's definitely worth it. So what I've been doing is, most of my teams have Tariq Hill. I have plenty Tariq Hill, shares. I think that Tariq Hill is probably going to be wide receiver 1 this year. Now, you can say, well, Kelsey and when you look at the team, it's Tariq Hill and Kelsey, and you can look at the stature and the frame of Tariq Hill and say he can survive a season. But oh man, Hassan, man, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream. You can look at Tariq Hill and say, hey, can this guy really hold up? I mean, he's been doing it, man. He's durable for his size. I'll go ahead and say that. Knocking on wood, injuries are always a concern. But the reason why on my list, why I have Tariq Hill number one, yes, Patrick Mahomes. Him and Patrick Mahomes are going to be together for years to come. So when you're doing your wide receiver rankings, you want to base it off of who is the quarterback? Obviously, Devontae Adams has Aaron Rodgers. You know, Aaron Rodgers is the league leading MVP. But we don't even know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. What happens if Aaron Rodgers leaves and he's playing with Jordan Love? We don't know anything about Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? So Devontae Adams is still going to be a productive wide receiver. Even with the Jordan Love, he's top 15, regardless. I still think he's possibly top 10, even with another quarterback, a lesser quarterback. Now you look at Stephon Diggs. I like where he has Stephon Diggs for the simple fact that Stephon Diggs has Josh Allen, and Josh Allen is a phenomenal quarterback. These two guys are, I mean, they're just solid together. Super. Oh man, this is my guy Owari. Hey, what up, bro? Man, I was trying to figure out who this was. What up, O? D Zerker, my guy. He says Cortland Sutton is a top 10 wide receiver if Aaron Rodgers comes to the Broncos. Absolutely. Cortland Sutton's numbers are going to skyrocket. Guys like Jerry Jeudy become relevant. I thought that Jerry Jeudy was so disappointing last year. Jerry Jeudy helped nobody. But yeah, Cortland Sutton is definitely a top 10. No, wherever Aaron Rodgers goes, he's going to be the number one wide receiver, regardless. So I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to produce a top 10 wide receiver, is what I'm trying to say. If Aaron Rodgers comes to the football team, Terry McLaurin is a top 5 wide receiver. I don't care what anybody has to tell me. I'm not saying top 10. I'm talking about top 5. That's just how I feel about the whole situation. And for this purposes, for this purpose right here, we're talking redraft. We're not talking dynasty. We're not talking any of that. We're talking redraft. And DeAndre Hopkins, you look at what Hopkins has done the last 4 seasons. He's finished in the top 4. 3 years in a row. So DeAndre Hopkins, he's still the man until somebody knocks him down. You got the guys that are up and coming like A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is phenomenal. And I think that his ADP is going to rise and rise and rise and rise the closer we get close to the season. What up, Hawk, man? Welcome to the stream, my brother. A.J. Brown, even though he's on a run-heavy team, the Titans lost everybody. Jonnu Smith, gone. Right? Corey Davis, gone. And they had Adam Humphries, even though he was hurt, he's gone. The Titans have a rookie, Des Fitzpatrick, that they drafted in the 4th round. You have Reynolds that came from the Rams. A.J. Brown is going to be a target monster this year if he stays healthy. That's the thing. You got to stay healthy. So you definitely want to handcuff A.J. Green with Des Fitzpatrick and even Reynolds. Somebody got to catch the ball. And they don't really have a real tight end. Ferkser's okay. Keenan Allen is a guy that can step into the top 5, possibly top 3. Justin Herbert is going to throw that ball, and Keenan Allen is perfect just for the simple fact if you're playing PPR, he's close to not 1,000, but 100 catches every single year. So Keenan Allen is very high on my list. All right, you got DK Metcalf. The problem with DK Metcalf is are the Seahawks going to do what they did last year and act, stupid towards the end of the season, or what? I mean, what do you really expect out of DK Metcalf? He's a phenomenal talent as long as Russell Wilson is there, and as long as Russell Wilson is happy, because they can turn into a running team, and you still have a Tyler Lockett. AJ Brown is on a running team, but they don't have a guy like Tyler Lockett. So it's like, man, what do you do? What do you do? DK Metcalf is going to be the biggest. It's going to be one of those players that you don't know where to draft him. In redraft, I figured he'll go 3rd round, maybe early 4th round. I don't know, because it all depends on if your league loves running backs. If your league loves running backs, you're going to get DK Metcalf possibly in the 3rd, early 4th. Calvin Ridley, he's a guy that I'm big on. I don't care what anybody has to say about whether he's playing with Julio, not playing with Julio. If Julio leaves, not only does Calvin Ridley's stock go up, Russell Gage, that's another one. That's another one of my sleeper wide receivers. I'm gonna be doing another video, another stream on my sleeper wide receivers and guys that I'm gonna be targeting. Like I'm targeting right now in terms of dynasty football. There are some guys that nobody's looking at. Russell Gage is one of them. He's a guy that you can buy so cheap right now. You want to go ahead and get a Russell Gage before you hear about this Julio news. Because I'm telling you, I don't think Julio Jones is going to be on the Falcons this year. I think he gets traded. It's only a matter of time. Or I would say Julio Jones does not finish the season as a Falcon. I'll go ahead and say that. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section. Justin Jefferson is a name that's intriguing, right? Even though he's on a run-heavy team, he still has an Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen had the touchdowns last year, but didn't have the yards. After a full year in the NFL, teams are going to figure out how to guard a Justin Jefferson. So I'm looking for a regression in stats. Maybe not 1,400 yards this year. Maybe he gets 12. Maybe he gets 1,100. But he's still a very, very solid wide receiver. He's going to be another one of those guys that go in the fourth round. That's kind of where I see Justin Jefferson going. And if you get a guy like Justin Jefferson in the fourth round this year, you're going to have a higher chance of winning. I was able to get Terry McLaurin and Allen Robinson, which, oh my gosh, Allen Robinson is not on this list. Wow. Wow. Allen Robinson got to be on this list. He's got to be on this list. I don't know why he's not on this list, but I'm going to share the next list. So Terry McLaurin at 10, I think he does well. Washington has some new weapons, which is going to free up Terry McLaurin, so you cannot double Terry McLaurin anymore. Amari Cooper honorary mention. He was looking like a top five before Dak got hurt. Yes, Amari Cooper got to be on this list. I guess if you made a 11 and 12, you're going to see Amari Cooper and Allen Robinson. I mean, Amari Cooper is a guy that I traded for in a 6-keeper league. Somebody sent me a deal. Somebody gave me Amari Cooper for Mark Andrews. I smashed that accept button so fast. Are you serious? Brandon says Julio traded before the season starts, which I don't understand because with him, they have a top 5 offense without maybe 12. The reason why Julio gets traded now is because this is the highest Julio Jones value is ever going to be. After this season, he becomes another year older. I don't think the Falcons are in win mode now. They look on paper like they're in win mode now. They got to win games, but they also need defenders. They need draft picks. They need to really retool their roster. So if you can trade a Julio, you do it. You get the best value possible. You can rock with Russell Gage. You can rock with Pitts. You can rock with Calvin Ridley. That's still enough to even still have you as a top 5 offense. Now, they definitely need a running back. Possibility, Le'Veon Bell. They might sign somebody. I don't think that Mike Davis is the answer. So, yeah, I mean, I possibly see Julio gone. Since they talk about it because of the cap, but they pay $20 million to a DT. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but if the Falcons want to get any better, if the Falcons want to go somewhere, they definitely have to improve somewhere. And if you can improve anywhere, it's possibly Julio. Of course, Julio is one of the greatest to ever do it. Julio is a phenomenal talent, but he's also getting up in age. And if you can get a first-round pick for this guy, you go ahead and you do it. If you can get a second and a third, you go ahead and do it. Because like I said, even with Julio last year, what did they do? They did nothing, right? They were not competitive. They weren't good. But let me keep the questions in the comments coming. I'm going to share the next list. And this is from my guy, P2W Fantasy. Nick, he's a great follow for fantasy advice. We talk all the time. Matter of fact, I beat him in my IDP league that my guy O was in. Beat this guy. And it was awesome to beat him. So here's his list. He did a top 15. So as we assess his top 15, he has Calvin Ridley. Stephon Diggs at 1. I respect it. I mean, because when I'm doing my rankings, like I said earlier, I look at who is the quarterback, who's passing the ball to Stephon Diggs, and it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen is phenomenal. So I can't argue with Stephon Diggs being number 1. They brought in Emmanuel Sanders, but who cares? He's not gonna affect what Stephon Diggs does. I mean, he's gonna help Stephon, but they didn't really bring in another stud wide receiver. Another guy to keep an eye on is Gabriel Davis. I like that Gabriel Davis kid. The guy can ball, and he's man. I'm giving you guys all my nuggets. I'm giving you guys all the nuggets that I'm going to give in the next sleeper or wide receiver video, but it's all good. Um, AJ Brown. Everybody's big on AJ Brown right now. And as long as the Titans do not add another wide receiver of note, like another wide receiver that's solid or really really good, AJ Brown, he's gonna be top five. Look. There is nobody drafting AJ Brown over Devontae Adams right now. I finally saw it for the first time last night in my dynasty startup. Somebody took Justin Jefferson. He had the 12th pick, so he chose Justin Jefferson, and then came back around and took AJ Brown. That's the first time I've seen somebody take Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown over Tariq Hill and Devontae Adams. But I was able to come back around and snack Tariq Hill. He says, "Yo, did y'all see what Hardeman ran in the 40 on Tuesday? He ran a 4.22. Look, I get it. Hardman is a good speed guy, but he has to show me more. He got to show me more in fantasy, man. Like I've been, hanging on to this guy in Dynasty. And, I'm thinking Sammy Watkins leaving is going to open it up for him. This is a make or break it year for Hardeman in terms of fantasy. Like he definitely has the skills, he has the talent, but I need to see more. I need to see more route running out of him. He definitely has a speed, and I mean the speed is what helps Patrick Mahomes to go underneath to Travis Kelce. I get that, but let's see what Hardeman does this year. Now, where I have a problem with Nick's list is so you got Devontae Adams at 3, which I think he should be 2. He has Tariq Hill at 5. That's way too low. I think the top 3 is Hill, Adams, Diggs. So this is where I have problems with Nick's list. We go to number 6. He has DK Metcalf. Everybody's on a DK Metcalf train, and as you should. He was having a heck of a season until the Seattle Seahawks started running the ball at the end of the season. So you got to watch out for that. As good as DK Metcalf is, his hands are still kind of funny, but with time, he's going to get better and better and better. And you know, you look at a guy like Terry McLaurin and DK Metcalf that was drafted together, it's always that debate. Who's better, DK Metcalf, Terry? I think Terry's better. You can look at who Terry has had as a quarterback compared to, what this guy has done. So I'm going to come back to, well, I'm going to keep on going. I'm going to show you guys something about Terry McLaurin and DK Metcalf in a minute. So DeAndre Hopkins at 7. Like I said, this guy is a top 5 wide receiver every single year until he doesn't do it. He gets all the receptions, he gets all the targets. They added AJ Green. I'm still not afraid of AJ Green. I'm not afraid of Rondale Moore. If anything, those pieces help DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know if you guys saw today. DeAndre Hopkins posted something that had everybody going crazy. DeAndre Hopkins said, somebody in the gym asked him, how do you feel about Julio coming to the Cardinals? Would you take a pay cut? Would you reconsider your contract? And DeAndre Hopkins had like a little GIF, So everybody wants Julio right now. Julio's a talk. Everybody knows that Julio is going to get traded. So everybody's trying to put together their best package. But just imagine a Julio Jones and a DeAndre Hopkins with Kyler Murray. If that happens, Kyler Murray is QB1 this year. That's just how I see it. I mean, that can be really nasty. And with AJ Green, so who plays the slot? If AJ Green, Julio, and Hopkins are all on the same team, who plays the slot? That's my question for you guys. Let me know in the comment section for those of you guys that are going to be watching the replay. Now, Justin Jefferson, he's in everybody's top 10. Terry McLaurin, number 9. I respect it. Keenan Allen, number 10. He's a sneaky guy that you can grab. I mean, Keenan Allen is going to be really, really good this season. So on this list, I like it because Nick actually did 15. So you got it. So we see Amari Cooper, who we talked about earlier, and then we see Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson, the guy is phenomenal, man. He's phenomenal. and he continues to produce. I have a team that has Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson, Hopkins, and Allen Robinson. Those are my four wide receivers in a six keeper league. I won that league so easily. With wide receivers like this, you don't even need a running back. I mean, and I also had Julio in that league. I actually just traded him with some other guys to move up to number 3 to be able to draft a running back. But Michael Thomas, he's a guy that you got to go and grab. What is the question? The question, man, what was the question? I forgot what I forgot what the question was already. You got to check the replay or maybe just rewind back a little bit just to see what I asked. I forgot the question already. I'm sorry. I'm grooving right now. So Michael Thomas, I think he's going to have a heck of a season. I think he's going to push for wide receiver 1 this year. He's being drafted as a wide receiver 2. And he's another one of those guys that I'm buying. I'm buying Michael Thomas. If you're selling Michael Thomas, I'm buying Michael Thomas. DJ Moore is a guy that I've just never really liked, man. For whatever the reason is, I'm not feeling DJ Moore and I'm not feeling Kenny Galladay. Those are two guys I'm not feeling. I don't know what it is about DJ Moore. Maybe the touchdowns. Maybe because he doesn't get the touchdowns. So I'm not feeling DJ Moore at all. But he rounded it up with Robert Woods. And Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp, I see one of these two guys as a top 15 wide receiver this year because of the upgrade in quarterback. When you have a Matthew Stafford throwing the ball, it's going to really improve that wide receiver room. Everybody's going to get to eat. But a guy that I have a question about is Van Jefferson. I love Van Jefferson. Is this the year that we see a Van Jefferson sighting? Is this a year that we see Van Jefferson take a step forward? I talk about this a lot, and Rams fans always get mad at me because I'm like, look, I don't see how they keep, Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp for long. I give those guys maybe 2 seasons, and one of those guys are gone. Especially if Van Jefferson steps up and becomes the guy that we know that Van Jefferson can become. Says who's playing the slot? By the way, Julio, D Hop, and who? So Julio, D Hop, and AJ Green. All 3 guys on one team. Who plays the slot? I mean, I would probably say Hopkins. I mean, it really doesn't matter who's playing the slot because you're going to get all 3 guys out on the field at the same time. Julio and really all 3 guys can play all three slots. So all 3 spots on the wide receiver position. So it really doesn't even matter who's playing the slot. But I just found it interesting. People always think that when you put a wide receiver in the slot that they're not that good or no, slot wide receivers get to eat, especially in PPR. You want to have that superstar type slot wide receiver. You want to have those Keenan Allens of the world. Keenan Allen lines up in the slot a lot, but he can win outside as well. So I love the wide receivers that are versatile. Everybody that's on this list can move inside out. These are like do-it-all wide receivers, including DJ Moore that I don't like. I don't even think that DJ Moore should be in the top 15, but it just is what it is. I like 14 out of the 15 wide receivers on Nick's list. So, yeah, man, just want to kind of get on here and discuss some people's way too early wide receiver rankings. I don't have my own rankings as of right now, but I saw 2 of my good guys that I follow in the fantasy community. They came out with their list. And I just wanted to come on here and just speak about it. If this is your first time watching or viewing the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Another breaking news, the Raiders have released veteran DL David Irvin. So once again, guys, this is your guy Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, and share. You guys be blessed. Until the next stream or the next video, I'm out. Peace.